welcome to Retroschaft. I'm in the Paddock at Spa 6 hours right now, and I think it was a good idea to do a paddock walk. So let me turn around the camera and we'll go to all the cars that are here today in the Paddock of spa-francorchamps. This weekend is best known for the Spa 6-hour race that is taking place on each Saturday when this event is going on. But there are a lot more things happening this weekend than just a 6-hour race. As you can see, we have some more modern endurance cars, and then in a minute we'll see a lot more 60s race cars. And one of the cooler things right here as well is a Historics F1 Masters race. And we're going to come up to a John Player Special Lotus garage here, and this is a pretty cool place. So that was already pretty damn crazy. Then here we have a very nice Jaguar E-Type, a low drag one. That's so cool. But there's a lot more to see here, so let's continue. There's going to be a lot of GT40s in this race as well, so we'll see a lot of these here too. I'm guessing that's Sam Hancock. You never really realize how low GT40s truly are until you see one in real life. Julia, old BMW, maybe a 2002 turbo. Those are some pretty massive velocity stacks. And then down here we have the exhaust. Doesn't seem like there's a turbo on there, but still it's a pretty cool car. And maybe impaired even raced by Hans-Joachim Stuck. So that's a pretty cool car. And then, oh my god, just don't get me started on this even. That's absolutely stunning. Okay. Yeah, there's not a single garage you can pass without seeing something absolutely epic. So we have quite a lot of historic F1 cars here this weekend. So these guys are one of the next races that's coming on right now, so that's probably why they're pushing these cars outside. Yeah, the mechanics on that thing basically look like new. That's absolutely crazy. Then a Martini 911 RSR. Let's look at the engine. And again, just massive velocity stacks. So this engine looks like a twin plug and manual fuel injection. So that's a pretty cool engine. We saw this car racing earlier today, and it wasn't one of the loudest ones I've heard, but definitely a nice sound. And then this car is pretty epic and fast as well. Quite a lot of Lola T70s here too. Great to see these cars again. And basically, if you're doing some historic endurance racing, the Lola T70 is one of the best cars to get. These are incredibly successful in today's historic racing. Incredibly successful. Quite an interesting thing to know about these GT40s as well is that these are cars that are taking part in the 6-hour race, but most of them actually aren't entirely original. The owners often have the original car at home, but usually the ones that they race here at the 6 hours is like a recreation or a replica. They're still very cool cars. They are period correct. They have an original or like period correct engine, everything, but the car itself is a recreation. A few very nice 911s, and again an RSR, which you can mostly recognize by the very wide fender flares. I'm not sure if it's an original one, but at least it's an RSR look. Very cool cars. This is something quite weird. And then here we have an old Aston Martin, which is pretty cool as well. Not sure if this one is going to take part in 6 hours, but it sure looks like it would be the right car to do the 6 hours in. We've got a little mascot back there. It's crazy how it still has a wooden dash in there. That's pretty cool. And a lot of stickers. And we're going to see quite a few of these as well. Lotus Elan. And it's got the engine cover off, so we can take a look at the engine. That's a pretty nice little engine. I'm guessing this is an 8-valve, but it does has a double overhead camshaft and 2 Weber carburetors. So that's pretty nice. Lotus is pretty much known for fairly low power but very light cars, very nimble cars, and sometimes they even make the life of Jaguar E-Types or Ford GT40s quite difficult in tight corners. And that's really cool to see during the race. Then here we have no less than 4 E-Types, and they always perform very well too. But unfortunately none of the engine bays are open, so we'll move on to the next paddock. Ooh, and there's a TVR Griffith or Vixen outside here. These are very cool cars too, and they are often quite successful in the 6-hour race as well. Yeah, so it's a Grand Tourer, not a Vixen or a Griffith. But that's pretty cool. Okay, let's move on. Another car we haven't seen before, which is the Ford Mustang. Or the Shelby Mustang. Very clean. I mean, the entire inside has been painted white as well. Looks very, very clean. I mean, you could be here all day just walking around the paddock. I'm just skimming through this right now, but to be honest, every single car has its story. Every single car is incredible. We'll take a look at this Shelby Cobra as well now. This is pretty cool. Very nice color too. Obviously we have a lot of British drivers here, so a lot of British cars as well, with the steering wheel on the right. And I'm not sure if it shows well on video, but this car has been used and abused like crazy. The paint is not exactly perfect. The body has a few dents and scratches on it. And to be honest, that's exactly the way it should be. These cars are raced every year. They're raced quite hard. I mean, even just the 6-hour race that we're having in a few hours is tremendously hard on these cars. But it's nice to see them being used and abused. These Escorts are pretty epic as well. They're quite little cars, but they have fantastic engines. And I think this one even has individual throttle bodies. So it's a pretty amazing car too. But they are not part of the 6-hour race, if you're wondering. They are part of a historic touring car masters race or something like that. And here we have a Batmobile, or a 3.0 CSL BMW. And this is a pretty epic and pretty wide car too. Okay, let's move on. These guys are getting ready to race as well. And then we are pretty much nearing the end of the paddock. So you have to imagine that if you're coming here for the 6-hour race, the entire paddock is filled with cars and there are pit stops going on constantly, and it's a pretty cool vibe that they have going here. And you can, as you can see, you can just walk through the cars in the pit lane, and overall it's just a lot of fun. And then we'll end the video with another GT40. And I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of this weekend's 6-hour race will be GT40 as well, because they are incredibly successful too. And no Lola T70s are taking part, if I am correct. So that's basically a pretty quick grid walk here in Spa-Francorchamps for about 6 hours. And obviously there are a lot more cars here than I can fit in a 15-minute video. So if you want to experience this, definitely come here yourself and take a look at these cars for yourself, like next year, one of the next years. This is organized every year and it is truly epic. So I hope you can still hear me with the wind. It was quite a strong wind today, but thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.